There's a place in America where silence isn't peace, it's punishment. Buried deep in the mountains of Colorado, surrounded by razor wire and desert rock, stands a fortress unlike any other, ADX Florence. The most secure prison in the United States. The place they send the ones who can't be controlled anywhere else. They call it the Alcatraz of the Rockies. But inside it's worse than any island, because here, escape isn't impossible, it's meaningless. A low metallic clang echoes. For 23 hours a day, men live in concrete boxes the size of a bathroom, alone, watched, and forgotten. No bars. No noise. No mercy. This isn't just a prison. It's a test of what the human mind can survive. And for one man, today begins the longest day of his life. In the middle of the Colorado desert, where the wind carries nothing but dust and echoes, stands a place built to contain the most dangerous man alive. Its walls rise from the earth like a scar, gray, silent, and absolute. This is ADX Florence, the most secure prison in the United States. A world within a world, designed not just to hold men, but to crush what remains of their humanity. Today, another soul joins the silence. Marcus Darnell, inmate number 58741-019. Once a feared enforcer in Chicago's underworld, now reduced to chains, cuffs, and a barcode on a file. He has survived gunfights, betrayal, years behind bars. But nothing could prepare him for what awaits inside these walls. The gates of ADX open with mechanical precision, one after another, each locking behind him before the next releases. No guards speak. No one explains. Everything happens by routine, automated, deliberate, mercilessly calm. Every door, every step is monitored by eyes that never blink. Inside, the air feels sterile, recycled, stripped of life. The fluorescent light is harsh and permanent. It never fades, never softens. There is no sunrise or sunset in this world. Only constant awareness that every second is being watched, measured, and recorded. When Marcus is finally led to his cell, it feels less like confinement and more like burial. 7 feet by 12, a concrete bed molded from the wall, a steel toilet, a small desk, a slit of glass for a window. No bars, only reinforced concrete, steel, and silence. The design ensures there's nothing to grip, nothing to break, nothing to hope for. He stands there, still shackled, staring at the walls that will define his world for years. The guards leave without a word. The heavy door seals shut with an echo that seems to last forever. Marcus walks the length of his cell, twice, 3 times, and stops. There's no sound except his breathing and the hum of electricity running through the lights. He presses his hand to the wall, cold, unyielding. Time doesn't move here. It sinks. The slot in the door will open 3 times a day. Food will slide in, a tray, a carton of milk, a metal clatter, and the slot will close. That's it. That's contact. By nightfall, Marcus sits on his concrete bed, staring through the window slit that shows only a piece of sky, washed in dull orange light. He doesn't know what hour it is, but it doesn't matter. In ADX, time doesn't pass. It loops endlessly, swallowing itself. And as the silence stretches, Marcus realizes the truth. This place doesn't need bars to hold you. The isolation does the work. Here, men don't escape. They disappear, slowly, quietly, piece by piece, until there's nothing left but the echo of who they were. This is his first day inside ADX Florence, the clean version of hell. The second day inside ADX is the same as the first, and the third, and the fourth. Here, every day is identical, cloned from the one before it. Marcus wakes to light that never changes. His window slit allows only a thin blade of sky, sometimes gray, sometimes blinding white. He doesn't know if it's morning or noon. It doesn't matter. Inmates here spend 23 hours locked inside their cells. 1 hour outside, alone in a cage. That hour is called recreation. The word sounds almost cruel. Marcus's rec cage is smaller than a parking space, sealed with chain link walls and covered by wire mesh above. From inside, he can see nothing but concrete. No faces, no landscape, just sky, distant and unreachable. Sometimes he hears faint echoes from other cages, coughing, the scrape of a boot, the hollow clang of metal. That's how men talk here, through sound, through rhythm. Knocks on pipes, scratches on walls. It's the ADX version of conversation. Language, stripped to its bones. Back inside, Marcus sits on the edge of his concrete bed. His food tray arrives, oatmeal, bread, powdered juice. The same every morning. He eats without tasting. Every movement is monitored by cameras hidden in corners. Even in silence, the eyes are always there, watching, waiting, measuring every heartbeat. He starts counting the tiles on the floor, then the cracks in the ceiling. Small routines become survival. In a place where time is frozen, men invent ways to stay alive inside their heads. Some whisper prayers. Others talk to ghosts. Marcus just listens to the hum of electricity, to his own pulse, to the faint memory of noise that used to mean life. By the end of his second week, he realizes the truth. ADX doesn't punish you with violence. It punishes you with absence. No sound, no touch, no human presence. Solitude becomes its own kind of torture. 2 months pass. The silence starts to move. Marcus begins hearing sounds that shouldn't exist. Whispers through vents, footsteps that stop right outside his cell, then vanish. At first, he thinks it's the guards. Then, he isn't sure. He starts responding. Not aloud, just in thought. He imagines conversations, recreates voices from his past, his mother, his brother, his old cellmate from another prison. At night, he dreams with his eyes open. The lines between reality and memory blur. In ADX, time doesn't march forward. It folds, bends, melts. And sometimes it talks back. One night, Marcus hears a knock, soft, deliberate. 2 taps, then 3. He hesitates, then replies with the same rhythm. Silence. Then 2 taps again. He doesn't know who it is. But that moment of contact, that invisible link, becomes a lifeline. A sign that he still exists, that someone else breathes behind another wall. In ADX, a knock is more than noise. It's hope. Days become years in slow motion. Marcus learns to listen carefully. The vents carry secrets. Conversations drift from other cells, barely audible, like echoes of ghosts. He hears a man preaching every night, words from a Bible, half-whispered. Another inmate hums old blues songs until guards shut him down. Through those sounds, Marcus builds a map of the unseen world. Men locked in identical boxes, all connected by air and madness. One day, he hears something new, laughter. Not happy laughter. The broken kind, sharp, hysterical, rising from somewhere deep. That's when Marcus understands. ADX doesn't just isolate bodies. It fractures minds. Men here don't escape through tunnels. They escape through delusion. A month later, Marcus receives a letter. His first in years. It's from his sister. The handwriting trembles across the paper. She tells him about the neighborhood, about their mother's passing, about how nobody visits anymore. Marcus reads it over and over. Not because of the words, but because of what they mean. Proof that life still exists out there. He writes back carefully, knowing every word is scanned, read, and censored. He tells her he's fine, that he's strong, that ADX can't break him. But when the lights dim and he's alone again, he whispers the truth. It already has. There are no mirrors in ADX, not real ones, only the reflection of polished steel. One day, Marcus catches his reflection and stares. The man looking back isn't him, thinner, hollow-eyed. His skin pale under artificial light. He doesn't recognize that face. He doesn't recognize the way it moves, slow and uncertain. He wonders if this is what the prison wants, for men to forget themselves entirely, to become just a number, a ghost with a pulse. He leans closer. The reflection blurs. And for the first time in years, Marcus feels afraid. Rumors spread like fire. Someone on another block tried to attack a guard. The entire prison locks down instantly. Doors seal, alarms echo, lights blaze brighter. For 48 hours, no one moves. No food. No wreck. No sound. Marcus lies on his bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the hum of electricity. He realizes the power this place has, not through chaos, but control. Nothing happens here without permission. Even silence is scheduled. When the lockdown ends, everything returns to normal, as if it never happened. And that's what makes it worse. In the isolation of ADX, men start to vanish without dying. Their names disappear from rosters. Their cells emptied, repainted, reassigned. Marcus starts whispering their names at night, the ones he hears through the vents, the ones who stop answering knocks. He speaks them so they won't fade. Because in ADX, being forgotten is worse than being dead. Once a month, a psychologist visits. Not inside the cell, through a slot, clipboard in hand. Are you hearing voices? Any suicidal thoughts? Marcus always answers no. Because he knows the truth. Saying yes doesn't bring help. It brings more walls, more isolation. In ADX, sanity is a mask you learn to wear. Months pass. Then years. His sister stops writing. Marcus sends one last letter. Then nothing. The silence hits harder than the cell ever did. For the first time he cries, quietly, angrily, his tears swallowed by the concrete floor. He realizes he's not waiting for freedom anymore. He's just waiting to be remembered. During recreation one morning, a beam of sunlight cuts through the cage, bright, warm, alive. Marcus raises his hand to it. For a few seconds, he feels something human again, warmth, weight, reality. Then the sun moves, and it's gone. Marcus has seen men arrive full of fire and hate. He's seen them talk to themselves until the words stop making sense. He's heard screams turn to whispers. ADX doesn't break bones. It breaks minds. It takes strong men and erases them slowly, piece by piece. Every man here dreams of escape. Some imagine tunnels. Some riots. Marcus dreams of walking through the front door. No alarms, no guards, just air. He knows it's impossible. But in a place like this, dreams are all that's left. 2 decades pass. Marcus's hair turns gray. His body weakens, his voice rasps. But his eyes still see. One morning, a new inmate is brought in. Their eyes meet through a window slit. Just a glance. And in that silent moment, Marcus sees what he once was. Defiance, rage, hope. He turns away. He knows how it ends. After 25 years, Marcus is released. Not with ceremony, just paperwork and a ride to nowhere. The outside world is loud, bright, endless. But he feels no freedom, only emptiness. He walks down a street, cars passing, people talking. Every sound feels like a threat. Every face, unfamiliar. He spent half his life learning how to survive silence. Now, the noise is unbearable. He stops, closes his eyes, and whispers, "I left that place, but it never left me." 3 months after his release, Marcus is arrested again, petty theft. He doesn't resist. When the judge reads his sentence, he smiles faintly. Prison is not punishment anymore. It's home. Back inside, he looks at the same gray walls. They feel familiar, almost comforting. He laughs, a broken laugh. The system didn't rehabilitate him. It reprogrammed him. Marcus isn't alone in this cycle. Dozens of men return, unable to function outside. They call it institutionalization. But inside ADX, it's worse. It's dependency. Marcus's health declines. He spends his last years in the medical unit, still alone. The guards find him one morning, peaceful, still. No noise. No struggle. Just silence. The silence he lived with all his life. ADX Florence stands untouched, silent, perfect, eternal. Its walls don't age. Its rules don't bend. Men come and go, but the system remains efficient, invisible, absolute. It doesn't need chains to hold you. It just needs silence. And for every man who leaves, a part of him stays behind, whispering through the vents, echoing down the halls, reminding the world that freedom can be a cage too. 24 hours. That's how long it takes to understand ADX Florence isn't about walls or guards, it's about control. Here, men vanish, not in body, but in spirit. The noise of life fades until silence becomes the only sound they know. Some survive it, some don't, but no one leaves unchanged. Pause, faint heartbeat sound. Outside, the world forgets. But inside these walls, time doesn't move forward. It circles back. Every scream, every whisper, every prayer still lingers in the air. And as the sun sets over the Rockies, the gates remain closed, waiting for the next name on the list. Because inside ADX Florence, freedom isn't the opposite of prison, it's the memory of it. Press the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.